Hello, and welcome to my PowerPoint presentation on 3 games Diogenes would have loved. So, first off, what did Diogenes teach? Well, Diogenes was the founder of cynicism, which is a supreme or extreme distrust of human nature. He kind of preached that humanity didn't really need anything except for what nature provided. He had some fire comebacks, which we will get to later in this video, but the one I want to talk about right now is when Alexander the great conqueror, approached him. He asked him what he was doing, and he told him he was looking for the bones of his father, but he could not distinguish them from the bones of a slave. Diogenes showed a supreme lack of material want for greed, power, societal importance. He really didn't care. He challenged a lot of what society really believed in at the time, the debating, the Socratic method, which was a little before his time, but he was around at the same time as Plato. We'll get into that later as well. One of his most notorious ways he did this, though, was living in a barrel. Uh, I can't really relate to that one. I'm just going to be honest. But my personal favorite was he would travel with a lantern in the middle of the day through the Athenian market, noting that he was looking for an honest man and that he could find none. He believed that philosophy should be lived out rather than debated, and he was very, very minimalist. So, first game I have for him is one most of you probably have not heard of, and that is called Her Story. Her Story is a game where you repeatedly ask this woman questions relating to a murder and trying to solve how it went with key words she would give up, but I don't want to give too much away, but she is not very truthful at times, and there are multiple contradicting things she will say. So, due to his invention of cynicism and lack of trust in human nature, I think this game would throw him through a loop. I do not know where Diogenes would find an honest man, but this is sure not where he's going to find an honest woman. And speaking of honesty, I would like to be honest and admit to you guys that I would love it if you would subscribe and support me further. I love making these videos for you guys. Thank you. So, second game I have for Diogenes would be Teardown. And if you do not know what Teardown is, it is this sandbox destructo punk. That's kind of a hard one to explain if you haven't played it. Object Go Boom. Um, but I think he would be absolutely over the moon at how many things he just gets to annihilate. And granted, due to him not owning many material possessions, I do not know if he would know what a lot of these things would be, but I doubt that would slow him down in their destruction. Diogenes once said, "In a rich man's house, there is nowhere to spit except his face, and he will be spitting in a lot of people's faces in this game." And finally, we have Guilty as Sock. Now, I did say earlier that he believed philosophy should be lived instead of debated, but that did not stop him from debating Plato, who has his own video, if you would like to go watch that. He did have a lot of those fire lines like we talked about, and this is an entire excuse for me to talk about some of them. If you don't know what Guilty as Sock is, it is entirely a game about falsified debates, mock courtrooms, and crazy people screaming at each other. He once stated to a prostitute's son that throwing rocks at a crowd may cause him to hit his father. And he also once said to a very bad archer that he sat next to the target because it was the safest place to sit. And one I did not write here, but he once plucked a chicken, walked it into Plato's debate house, and said that he had found a true man. And I think him and Plato would probably have some of the most monumental debates ever had in this game because those two had a generational beef. So, thank you for stopping by. At the time of this, we are quite literally at 199, as my phone says next to me, and that is quite teasing. We've made really good progress in just 2 weeks, and I want to say thank you to all you guys for supporting me in all this. It helps me so much more than you guys can know, mentally, physically. It gives me something to do every day. And I just want to say a deep thank you to everybody watching. I love you all. See you around.